Hi guys, welcome to the Riff, and this is the very first episode. So today we are coming to you with a segment called Ask the Expert, and we have the expert of the experts. Like there's little experts, and there's this kind of caliber experts. And we are talking about the man himself, the tactical and self-protection expert. Mr. Leo Prinsloo.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Melba.
Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thanks for inviting me.
Can you please tell us a bit about yourself and your experience and how you got to be the expert?
Well, yeah. I've had a run around the block a couple of times, but I've got a police background. Once I've matriculated, I went to the police force. I was in the police force for 17 years, of which 12 was in the Special Task Force unit. After that, I've started my own training company for firearms predominantly, and also anything to do within the security environment, medical training, driver training, self-defense training, everything that has got to do with self-defense and in that environment.
Before we go very further, I read somewhere that you also used to protect some very important people. Is it true that you once also were part of the team that were protecting the Queen of UK?
Yeah, in the police, in the Special Task Force, we were trained to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
One of them was VIP protection, and we assisted the VIP protection unit that was a specialized unit in the police.
Yeah.
We assisted them a lot in protecting dignitaries, presidents, prime ministers of a lot of countries. The UK, the Queen was one of them.
Yeah, that must have been so cool.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So most people know you from the viral heist. So before we go any further, I think I should ask this question. After going viral, there were so many reports that you needed protection. Is that true? And how did that go?
No, not really. They once after the incident, there was a lot of activity on the social media, and people post comments and they jump to conclusions a lot of the time, which is a big problem. And people does it for various reasons, sometimes unknown to me and to the annoyance of many people. But there was one thread. I'm not on social media at all. I don't do it. I don't like it, but there's a space for it. If it wasn't for social media, I wouldn't have been here now. But there was one thread on Instagram, and my daughter actually managed the Instagram profile, and she saw it, and she came to me wide-eyed, and she said, look at this. So, but normally, the criminals in a situation like that, they don't have time to linger on what happened to them, and they failed in their attempt to rob or to get to the booty. They just carry on with a normal life. Next day, same thing will happen. They will get the day. But it was not really, I was not under protection actively.
So exactly who was the threat from? Was it from one of the...
No, it was just a random person. We don't know. Social media, there's so many fake names and people.
Yeah.
So we don't actually know.
No, that makes sense. Also, after the video went viral, some people online noted your background, like you just said, in the police force, the military training. How do you think that affected how you responded to the heist?
No, absolutely. If it wasn't for that training, things might have been completely different. The Special Task Force is a unit in the police who has got the mandate to do operational hostage releasing. So we've been trained extremely well and to a very, very high level. And all my experiences comes from that unit. And I've served with the most wonderful people, got significant training. And we in our training, I mean, I'm out for almost 21 years out of the police now, but we still do the training and present the training.
Yeah.
And that made a significant difference on the day.
So that means like all that experience or everything you learned, it's still there. Like
Yes,
you've been out for 21 years.
Thank the Lord.
Yeah.
It kicked back in. If it wasn't for that training, I would have been just another number, part of statistics.
Part of the states. Yeah. No, that makes sense. So what's like the most strangest or most unusual threat that you've ever received in your life? Like,
look, in the police, it comes with the territory. You were trained to deal with violent criminals, but you know what you were going to go up against, and your mindset determines what you are going to do.
Yeah.
But within the police and within the unit, you are surrounded by like-minded colleagues, and you know you've got your back covered. In my civilian life, the incident on the video was the first time I've been shot at since I've been in the video, in the police, I mean. So it was a significant...
So it was the first time in that 21 years. Wow.
Yeah. And I would like to say that, I can contribute it to the training that we present.
Yeah.
And it's part of the whole demeanor of people in South Africa that they need to adopt is to get into the mindset of themselves, how to look after themselves, and we will have the discussion about what to do, what not to do, how to present yourself daily, not to fall prey to the perpetrators.
No, that makes sense. So your partner Lloyd during the heist, the reports are saying like he was very new to the job when that happened. How do you think you handled the situation, knowing that you were working with someone who had very minimal experience or who has only been in the job for such a short period of time?
Yeah. So Lloyd got a true baptism of fire. He was 4 days in the company.
Yeah.
He started the Monday. The Tuesday we started the actual the deployment.
Yeah.
And on the Thursday the actual attack happened. So he was 4 days in the company on the job. And they told me beforehand they're going to give me a guy that's relatively new to the... And I had to a little bit show him the ropes. And we had a lot of discussions as to what we're going to do and what I'm going to try and do if something happens. And he was a perfect student, and there was a lot of negativity also towards him on, again, you get the YouTube warriors that say he was this and that, which makes a guy really, really angry when, the criticism...
that he was trying very hard.
The criticism comes from a person that has never done anything like that in their entire life.
Yeah.
I want to see that person in the same seat and see how he would have done it differently. So, but, it comes again with the territory. You need to handle and manage that type of rubbish for what it is. But he did a perfect job.
I think so too.
He did what I asked him to do. And in hindsight, he couldn't have done anything more. He couldn't fire from the vehicle. The vehicle didn't have any gun ports. So he did what he had to do, and everything worked out fine at the end of the day.
So you also mentioned how like you were practicing, like just trying to make up things, like if this happened, this is what you can do. So does this mean that like in this kind of a job, whenever you go out that something like this could happen?
Yeah. If you don't expect it to happen, you're going to get caught with your pants on your ankles.
That is very true.
You have to prepare your mind for the worst. Hoping for the best, but prepare yourself for the worst. Because these type of attacks happens daily. It happens anywhere. We do not have the luxury of knowing where and when it's going to happen, which time of the day, where remote areas, urban, rural areas. So you need to prepare yourself prior. And training helps you a tremendous way how to do the actual activities and, handle the vehicle or the weapons or whatever. But your mental preparation is your strongest fallback. And, whenever we teach these things, we will advise people, any people, not in the security only. When we present self-defense courses to housewives or school children, we talk about pre-visualization, and we call it in layman's term, play the what-if game. What am I going to do if I'm being hijacked? What am I going to do if somebody approaches me from this side or that side? I'm in the shopping mall, I'm at the restaurant, I'm on my feet somewhere. What am I going to do if? And you need to work out scenarios, what your possible actions or your defense is going to be.
Yeah.
Because if you are not mentally prepared, you can be the fittest, strongest, you can have any weapon on your body, you will not be able to use it.
That is
because your strongest weapon you possess is the grey matter between your ears. That's where it starts, that's where it ends. If you do not employ this, you are a sitting duck. Doesn't matter who you are. You can be big mouth, you can shoot well, you can be as fit as well. If you don't use your mind and if you don't prepare yourself for possible bad things, you're not going to react effectively.
Yeah, that makes sense. During the hijacking, did the hijackers did they call it signal scrambler? Did they use that? And if they did, how did that affect the dynamic, because you couldn't get help?
Well, we didn't know it at first. We drove, the attack came, the up and down went. I asked Lloyd to use my phone to phone the colleagues and to call back up. The vehicle didn't have a radio, and he couldn't make the call.
The call, yeah.
Afterwards, when the police was on the scene, they asked us, "Did you make a call?" Well, I said to him, "Well, tried to make a call, couldn't make the call," and then they said the signal was scrambled because of the signal jammer.
Yeah.
So even if he managed to get to the numbers and everything, the call wouldn't have been able to go through.
Yeah.
Only when the white bucky left the scene, he carried the scrambler.
Oh.
And once he left, the signals popped up again.
Yeah.
And then that's when they realized where we were,
Something was
etc.,
happening.
etc.
Yeah, because I remember there was a scene where I think I remember Lloyd holding a phone.
Yes.
That's when he was trying to make the call.
Yeah, but even he wouldn't have been able to do it because of signal scrammers. The problem with that is, and the thing that you need to ask, signal scrammers or jammers is not a private civilian type of piece of equipment that you and me can possess. It's military spec, used for military and police purposes.
Yeah.
The question is, where do they get that?
Where do they get those things?
And that is the big question that needs to be answered. Where did they get it? Who supplied them with that? Because you can't buy it on the corner cafe.
Shop. Yes. Because I've seen a few reports saying that most people who do these things are real trained people with so much experience. That's why they're able to be so successful. How true is that?
We don't. Crime in South Africa is on a different level than in other countries. We don't sit with a crime problem per se. I think I need to just clarify that for the listeners.
Yeah.
We don't sit with a crime problem. We sit with a governance problem. Crime can be solved.
Yeah.
There's a unwillingness from political unwillingness not to solve crime. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole because that can end up a whole day. But people are making money from crime. It's not the random guy that wakes up in the middle of the night and think, well, he's going to pull off a cash in transit or a house robbery or a valuable cash or asset robbery. It's organized crime. It's syndicates, and those syndicates are well equipped. And sometimes you need to wonder, where do they get the equipment from? Where do they get their training from? And we have been in incidents where members, current and or ex-police, military members, have been part of these gangs. So they do get the training, but they turn rogue and they use it for the wrong purposes. So to underestimate the criminals in South Africa, it's going to be a very, very bad idea.
I think a follow-up question to that would be that, like, what do you think these hijackers look for when they're trying to target people? Because I'm sure they don't just me coming from the shop and they start targeting me. Like, what do you think they'd look at?
It depends on, you get syndicates focusing on different products. We didn't transport cash. We transported phones. We escorted phones. We didn't even transport it. We were just escorting. So certain syndicates targets phones. Some syndicates targets Rolex watches. Some people will target cash. Some people will target vehicles. So depending on in what line of business they are, that's what they will target. If they are after your vehicle, they have a vehicle on order. If they want to hijack your vehicle, if you drive a Fortuner, you need to have eyes behind your head 24/7 because that's the number one vehicle being targeted these days. Is a Toyota Fortuner, Toyota Hilux Buckies, and so the list goes on. VW Polos, that's just the top three. And so it goes down the list. So your product or your vehicle is on order for a specific crime group. And then they will look at where their target are, and they will follow you, and they will start looking at your weak points. And usually your weak points is when you fall into habits and routines. You leave the same time in the mornings, you go to the same place in the mornings, you take the same route towards the shops and to work and to this and to that, and you follow and you create a pattern for them. And then it's easy for them to formulate a plan because they follow you and they plan accordingly, and then they will knock you. So they are very well informed about how and where they are going to knock you. And they target specific groups or companies because of the line of business they are in.
Because I remember I was actually so fascinated when I first heard that, like, they can follow you for 3 months just trying to see your movements, trying to check your movement before, like, they come in for the kill. I feel like for just a normal person, you would think that this is something they think about in one day, or maybe you're at the mall and you seem to be distracted and they just start trying to follow you.
It's unlikely, the spur of the moment criminal, he is there, but it's very, very seldom that it happens these days. And when we talk to civilian people, security, police, everybody, we tell them there's a concept. We call it the color codes of awareness. It's a system that we color code your mental awareness of what is happening around you at any given stage, at any given time or place. And the 5 colors is white, yellow, orange, red, and black. And every color code represents your level of awareness, what is happening. So color code white, just quickly, means that you are totally unaware of what is happening around you. So the biggest culprit is this thing. At the traffic lights, when you drive home, look at the people next to you when they drive. Either they drive or they get to the traffic light and they go and they catch up on WhatsApp or Facebook, and that allows the criminal to get into their personal space. And once the gun or the knife is against your throat or head, you've pretty much lost the fight. So you need to be in color code yellow, which is a state of relaxed awareness. So everything happens according to plan. Nothing is out of place. Nothing is a specific danger, but you are aware what is happening around. You see the people on the corners. You are seeing the loiterers. You look at them. You look at their hands, and there's nothing that alarms you. But once the guy starts approaching your vehicle and you can't see their hands, for example, and you think that is suspicious, because if you don't see the hands of a person and he's approaching you, the alarm bells needs to go ballistic.
Crazy, yeah.
And then you need to have a plan by having played the what if game. What can I do? Because this guy is approaching me. I can't see his hands. He's not looking at me. And criminals doesn't look you in the eye. They sort of side glance, target glance you from the side, but they're approaching you. So they swagger into your space, and when they are close to you, then they will draw the gun.
Yeah.
So those little actions that they do, we call it pre-attack triggers. And we need to be sensitive to those small little things that is there. It's subconscious mind or subconscious-based actions that they do as well. They're not even aware they do it, but it's there. And people need to be sensitive to those type of things. And it's something that you need to teach yourself and learn yourself. There's lots of, there's a book.
Yeah.
It's in the book, what to look for. But you need to watch people. Once you've seen the person and you are uncomfortable, you've jumped from yellow to orange. And orange means you're in a state of high alert. And then you look at specific things. You read the body language, you try to see the hands. You need to be very much spatial aware. Where can I escape? Where's my escape route? And then you get to color code red, which is the decision-making stage. So now I know this is a problem for me. What am I going to do about it? Something needs to be done. And that part is going to kick in when you are subjecting your mind to training, to the what-if game. What can I do? If you try to make a plan or formulate a plan when the gun is against your head, it's too late. You should have had a plan. That base plan can be altered as we go along, but there needs to be an instinctive action to start off your actions. And then color code black is simply, there is a violent attack in progress against you. So time for talking and escaping by trying to talk your way out of it, you've pretty much missed the bus on that one. And it's going to get physical. You are going to sort one another out now. And again, when there's physical contact, whether it is by guns or knives or empty hands or whatever, you need to have some sort of training to know what to do.
And all that, yeah. That makes sense. You also responded to, I also had a question, because you know how people normally just say you must always be aware of your surroundings. But as someone who's not really trained, I feel like you wouldn't really know exactly what to look for. So I feel like before I spoke to you, I wasn't going to know that if I don't really see someone's hands, maybe I must be a bit more alert. So I feel like that was a bit more helpful. What more can you say normal people should look out for, maybe just to stay a bit more alert?
Look, people are, they are blind.
We are distracted.
To put it bluntly, they are blind because they will walk past hundreds of people and they will, 10 minutes later, they will drive or walk and they will get to their destination, and when they think back, they will think, how did I get here? What happened in the last 10 minutes? And they are not aware. And there has been lots of studies done on this subject, and it's the number one thing is people are in condition white. You can name it differently, but the bottom line is people are not aware about the person behind him. They are not looking around. They are more interested in what is people talking about on social media, and they want to put a profile picture and take selfies and all these things, and it takes their mind and their vision of what is happening around them. You need to have a safe space around you. If people comes into your safe space, which you set, it's not it's not a distance thing.
Yeah.
You know, some people can come in and they can stand right up against me and I won't be threatened. But another person, I look at him and I think, if he comes closer than 10 meters of me, I'm going to pull my firearm on him.
Yeah.
So you need to adopt a feeling of who you can trust, who you can't trust. And you need to trust your gut feel about people. People just goes through and they don't notice these things. But to notice these things takes training. You need to be aware that you are human and you fall into the trap of into your little bubble because you are preoccupied with your work and your family and all kinds of things preoccupies your mind. But when you're out there and you are not in a safe space in your house or where you are safe, you really need to snap out of it. Because it can happen, it happens so quickly. And once you are caught with your pants on your ankles, it's very difficult getting out of it.
Yeah. When you say that, like, people are now blind these days, there's also this new trend of, I guess, robbery. Of, like, maybe you are at a store trying to reach out for your green papers and then maybe two people come close to you and the next thing you look, you don't have any money in your bag anymore. Like, I feel like things like that, I for one wouldn't know, like, if someone is getting close to me, maybe I have to, like, keep my things close to myself. But maybe because I've seen that on social media and how often lately, I feel like that's something I look out for now. But I feel like social media is also helping, like, raise awareness for such things, because otherwise we wouldn't know, like, people are doing stuff like that.
Unfortunately, we've come to a place in society, not only in South Africa, but definitely here, but all over the world. You can't trust anybody anymore.
You can.
There's so many incidences where any person, they get into a store, it's all caught on these cameras because Big Brother is always watching you these days. And they've got this most amazing stuff. They touch you and you sort of, you blank out. And they lead you, you don't fall down. You just in a, almost like a flatline, a mental state.
Yeah.
And they take you around the corner and you come by 5-10 minutes later and your handbag is gone, your jewelry, your watch, your cell phone is gone, and you really can't recall anything. It's like the date spiking of drinks in the clubs. You know, so many young girls or women are falling prey to that spiking of drinks in the clubs. That, you know, you can't walk around and just think you are safe in a club anymore. There's people out there to take advantage of you. So by trusting any person around you that you don't know is almost a sin. And you have to distrust people. You have to look at what he's doing. There's a guy the other day, I walked in the spa. He's doing shopping. He's visibly carrying a firearm and he's not looking around. And I walked past him 5 times, 6 times, and not a single time is he watching what is happening around him. He's up and down and I'm thinking, what an idiot.
Yeah.
You know, he is exposing himself. He's visibly carrying a firearm. He's not the firearm is not going to be a distraction or to the criminal. It's an attraction to the criminal because anybody could have taken the firearm out of his holster. He wouldn't have known it because he did not look around himself once. Now people like that, you know, if he gets attacked or your gun gets stolen, it's almost, you know, you deserve what you got. But it's still, in a case like that, it's still another firearm in illegal hands. So, yeah. But being aware almost create a distrust in people. As bad as it might sound, that's the way to do it.
I feel like that's also, maybe that's how it should be, because I had a friend this one time. She spent like 6 months in the UK and came back here with her euros. She was still planning to go to the airport and exchange them. But she told me that she was walking in the streets of Johannesburg and they were like these old ladies that you would absolutely trust. They were like, they called her up and say, no, come here, let me hide that money for you. Like, all these people, you see all these men here, they're all just waiting for your money. And she said she gave her the money, and the lady wrapped it up in newspapers. She could see the lady wrapping it up with newspapers. But when she got to Cape Town, the money was just all newspapers. Imagine. So it's like they work with older people. They have like scary guys who look like they can actually take your money, and then they have innocent old women who you feel like you can feel safe around.
You can't trust nobody anymore.
You can't trust anyone at all.
No.
No.
It's just what it is. Unfortunately, we are there now.
Yeah. So moving back to the heist, I feel like the one question that everyone wants to know, especially under the comments of the videos, is what exactly happened after you got off the car and got off with your firearm.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to know that one.
Look, the action took part before that stage.
Yeah.
I just got out. The only person that was left on the scene was the driver of the Audi. He jumped out, he ran. I jumped out. I couldn't, unfortunately, chase after him. I had a snapped knee ligament, and it was operated on about 2.5 months, so I was limping a little bit. He ran away. He had nothing. He had no firearms in his hands, and he got away, unfortunately. Up to today, I'm very, very angry with myself not to have at least gotten one.
Get something, yes.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. So, like, when you are in a tricky situation or the situation like you were in, I feel like for a normal person, the first instinct would be to panic. I want to know, like, how do you get to that stage where your brain, when you are in trouble, it wants to fight or it wants to be defensive instead of panicking and not knowing what to do? How do you get to that point, if that makes sense?
Again, there's a lot of things that impacts whether you're going to go into your fight or your flight reflex mode. There is, again, like the color codes, there's a concept, we call it the OODA loop. And the OODA loop is the logical sequence of events of how anything that you're going to do is going to happen. So the first, imagine a circle. Top O stands for observation. So you need to look around. Going clockwise to the second O, orientation. Where am I in relation to the person or the attacker and my environment? The bottom of the circle, there's a D. That's the decision-making stage. It's the same as the color code red. And then the A stands for action. I need to act my decision out, because a decision without action is just a pie in the sky. It means nothing. So that's the way things are going to happen. But when any person are subjected to high levels of stress and fear, like that incident that I was in, I'm just one out of thousands of South Africans that are being targeted or have been targeted on different levels. That was one thing. Other people are just stealing your cell phone, getting hijacked, getting smashed and grabbed, being raped, whatever. Every person goes through what we call the body alarm reaction. And when you are subjected or you sense fear from any sort, and you think, I'm in trouble now, you come around the corner, your car starts sliding on the wet surface. You are in the body alarm reaction. And then there's 7 physiological changes that happens in your body. First thing, there's adrenaline. Adrenaline pumps through the body. The effects of adrenaline is a heightened heart rate, but very rapidly. It just doesn't go up gradually.
Sometimes you can even hear it.
It rockets up. It's got that sound in your ears. Your face gets pale because the blood gets pushed from the smaller muscle groups to the big muscle groups. So you lose fine motor coordination. Your hands start shivering. You start losing your peripheral vision and you get tunnel vision. You lose your auditory ability, so your ability to hear falls down.
Yeah.
You go into your fight and flight reflex mode, and then you experience what we call the tachypsychic syndrome, where it's sort of like, the Hollywood acting, when John Wick runs from the one building and he jumps to another building. As he pushes off the one building, it's slow motions. And that slow motion part is what we call the tachypsychic syndrome. But everything that you are going to do during that initial stages of when you are in a event like that, you are going to be subjected to the body alarm reaction. You don't have a choice on it. It's a human thing. It's going to happen. And if you can manage that, you've got a better chance of overcoming the problem. To train yourself to be calm or to be calm in a situation like that, it's easier said than done. I might have seemed calm on that video, but I was far from being calm.
Yeah.
Everything in your body is moving. You might have a poker face, but it's like that duck analogy. The feet underneath the water is kicking frantically.
Because I'm sure everyone would agree that you seemed very, very chilled.
Yeah, but let me tell you, everything else was not so calm. But to manage a situation like that, you need to subject you to similar scenario-based, real-life type training.
Yeah.
So that you can see what are you capable of from a physical point of view. Where is your mental levels? Where is your mental barriers? Because a lot of ladies, a lot of females that have been victims of rape and violence. I mean, we are now in August, which is dedicated to gender violence in South Africa. We are the only country in the world, how sad is that, that dedicates a full month to gender-based violence. And still the numbers is going up.
Yeah, it's not
Nothing
going
is
down.
getting better for us. Every 3 minutes, a lady in South Africa are being raped.
And it's mostly by those closest to them.
79% of rapes are happening with people or by people the lady knows.
Yeah.
Whether it's family members or friends or colleagues or whoever. It's small, 21% is not known to this.
Public, yeah.
The sad part is there's a mental block when people get into a situation like that. They don't know what they are capable of. And therefore there's hesitation, and there's a saying, hesitation kills. Because when you are not going to go and commit to your defense, and you hesitate, and you are not going to overwhelm that attacker of yours with the violence that comes out of you.
Yeah.
Everybody is against violence. I'm telling you now, violence in a situation like that is your absolute friend, because you need to be more violent than that person is against you. Otherwise, you are fighting a catch-up game. Then you are like the Springboks trying to catch up on the rugby field. It's not going to work for you. If you are not going to go and be extremely violent, you're going to suffer. And every person is capable of violence.
That is true.
Every person. You, me, a child of 5, a grandma of 80 can be violent. We have a choice of what we do with that.
Yeah.
The criminal has made his choice. He's going to use it for the bad. We sit, the good people in South Africa, sits with this moral dilemma of what to do with the crime in South Africa. We don't want to become part of the problem. We want to be part of the solution. But being part of the problem, there's a famous saying from Jeff Cooper. He's a person well known in the gun fraternity. He said, the only way to overcome crime in any country is that the perpetrator must fear his next victim. And if that is not going to happen, they're going to keep us ransom and keep us like a prisoner in our own houses, in our own minds.
Yeah.
We are walking around like this. They should be walking around like that.
Yeah.
Fearing the public, fearing the police. But that opens another can of worms.
Yeah. I feel like that's like one of the biggest issues in South Africa, because people say they are scared to get involved because they don't want to be killed for someone else's sake that they don't know. But I feel like also just standing by or running away when someone is being hijacked is just giving the perpetrator more power. Now he feels like he can just do it to everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I want to scream to the heavens when it's like that. But it's a fact. The problem is in South Africa, the system is failing the good people. From the police to the criminal justice system to the prison services, the whole criminal justice system, for all practical reasons have imploded. The fact is, if you are a witness to a crime and you are a witness and you're going to testify, your life expectancy gets really short very quick.
Yeah.
If you are a whistleblower and you expose criminality on any level, we're not talking, entrepreneurship and things like that. I just got a video now of a guy that has been assassinated just now. I don't know the facts, but it happens daily where whistleblowers, witnesses are being taken out because of their involvement. And it's a problem. So if you're going to start getting involved, and that's the mindset, and you can't blame the people because there's no, what's the word I'm looking for? There's no protection for the witnesses to come out and be part of the solution. Everybody's turning a blind eye. And getting back to self-defense, we've got the police, you've got your armed response companies, and private security in South Africa is bigger than the police and military combined in numbers. It's a massive, massive industry. And everybody's paying money for private security, but they are reactionary to a crime. They come after you've pressed your panic button. In the 1-2 minutes, if somebody is going to respond in 2 minutes' time, which is unlikely, but hypothetically speaking, you are on your own with your suspect, with your attacker for those 2 minutes. And to kill another person takes seconds. It doesn't take you an hour to kill a person. I can kill you in 2 seconds if you know what to do. You have to defend yourself. You need to keep yourself alive. And it's in your hands. Literally, it's in your hands to do that. You can't wait for somebody else to come to your rescue, because the chances that they are going to come is really, very small. The Good Samaritan out there is very far and few in between.
That's true. That's true. Also, driving alone, mostly for women, I feel like it can feel a bit risky. What do you think are some practical ways that we can reduce that risk without feeling paranoid when you are traveling alone?
Look, paranoia is the state of you are fearing what can happen, and you are not prepared for it, and you've got no plan for it. So people ask me, why do you carry a firearm? Why do you carry this? Why do you do this? Why do you train this? Because I'm prepared. If I'm prepared, I don't have to be paranoid.
That is true.
But we need to be sensible. Everybody needs to be sensible. Whether you are trained or not, you need to be sensible about going about it. I've got a daughter, 22 years old. She's up and about. She does the training with me. She's my partner in crime. She does the self-defense with me. She's my I'm her guinea pig. She does everything on me.
Yeah.
But she's in the same, she drives alone at night, but she's trained. She can handle herself. She's firearm trained, she's self-defense trained, she's driver trained. But for the normal person that's just haven't got the training or the background, first of all, know where you want to go. Know the routes. Know the risks on those routes. Know the area that you're going and moving in. Be spatial aware.
Yeah.
Let people know where you're going, when you are about to be there. Let them know when you are there. So there needs to be a communication with people that is expecting you or driving from home, your mother, your father, your husband, whoever. I'm here, I'm safe, I'm good. When you leave, I'm leaving now. Put on your live tracking on WhatsApp, or there's so many apps on there that's live tracking. Put on your live tracking and send it to somebody that you can trust, that can follow you and up until your destination.
Yeah.
Don't take jigger shortcuts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stay on the well-lit roads. Do not stop at night. I mean, I'm going to be crucified probably for saying this, but getting to a traffic light, getting to a stop sign, and getting to a dead halt at night, it's a fatal sin.
Yeah.
Because if you are going to be a target, a moving target is always a more difficult target.
Yeah.
So you can roll into the traffic light. Look if it is safe. Don't just drive blindly through it like the taxi just did on my way here now. It just went straight. Whoop. Don't do that.
Accidents.
Don't expose yourself to vehicle accidents and other people to vehicle accidents. Roll in, make sure it's safe, and then go through. Don't stop if it's not absolutely necessary.
Safe,
If you have to stop, stop within a reactionary distance. You need to be able to see the vehicle in front of you, the tires on the tar. If you can see the color of the guy's eye in his rear view mirror, you are too close.
Too close.
You cannot react your vehicle out of that space.
Yes.
You need to be able to go a little bit forward or a little bit back. If you are being blocked in, you need to make a huge racket. Blow the horn, bump into the car in front of you, or reverse into the car into the back of you. The insurance will sort it out. But draw attention as much as you possibly can, because criminals doesn't like attention. Because people can maybe come to your assistance, but people will come out and look at the hoo-ha, and they don't like that. So make as much noise and make as big a scene as you possibly can. Yeah.
That's not what they want.
That's not what they want.
You briefly mentioned some gadgets. What do you think, or what are some useful gadgets out there that a normal person can use to keep themselves safe?
Look, like I said, the tracking app is a good thing. It's one thing. You for clubs and things like that. You get something that you put over your glass.
Drink. Yes.
Like a cap over your glass, or for the bottle.
Yeah.
You need to stuck your finger into that bottle and not allow anybody to touch your drink.
Yeah.
Because that's how it works. But nowadays, I spoke to a policeman this morning. He says, they go to the clubs. It's not the spiking which is the big problem anymore. They don't put something in your drink. They spike the ice. So now you need to drink your whiskey without ice, and so on and so on. It's crazy what the criminals comes up with to catch the victim.
I'm thinking like they're
getting
creative and more creative with time, because who would have thought?
If the criminals can use the energy that they can use for the bad, if they can use it for the good, this country of ours would be unstoppable.
Right?
We will be on top of the world, but they use it for all the wrong reasons. Why? Because it pays.
Money.
It pays.
That's not good. That's not good. Some people out there think that if you are strong, you can absolutely protect yourself. Like once you look, you have some muscles showing, you can definitely protect yourself. And someone who's maybe thin, doesn't have muscles, can't really protect themselves. What do you think are some of the misconceptions about personal safety and strength?
That's the misconception. I need to have muscles to be able to defend myself.
Yeah.
That's a big misconception. The fact is, me, you, everybody out there are humans. The human body, yours and mine, works exactly the same.
Yeah.
You need air to breathe. You need eyes to see.
Yeah.
You need knee to walk.
Yeah.
And the self-defense, and yeah, I can scratch my head a little bit and roll my eyes and inspect the inside of my skull when I look at some of the rubbish that's on YouTube and on TikTok on self-defense. And they put it out there and they get all the clicks because that's what it's all about. It's just clicks. Because clicks means money.
Money, yeah.
And they put the biggest bunch of rubbish on all these platforms, which will get you hurt badly.
Yeah.
But at the bottom line, your strongest weapon is your mind.
Yeah.
Everything starts here. If you believe you can make a difference, you will make a difference. And then you need to have training. You need to understand how the body works. Because people want to think a child of 5 or 6 that are being abducted, and then I get angry when I think about why are children of 5, 6, or 10 or 12, young girls, boys, are being abducted for sex slavery and being exported out of the country for organ harvesting. And all these things are making me boil inside. And nobody teaches that child how to protect himself. First of all, he needs to run away. A child of 12 needs to just run.
Yeah.
But, yes, now he's facing a adult male, 110 kgs, he weighs 30 kgs. And everybody thinks he stands no chance. Let me tell you, if that child hits a person in his throat, he levels out that person. Everybody is equal.
Yeah.
If he takes the throat and that guy can't breathe, he can't breathe.
Done.
If he hits the throat, if he bites him, that person is going to react. And just by doing something out of the ordinary, but violently, unfortunately, you need to be violent when you start thinking about these things. You can defend yourself. The misconception is, I can't do it because I'm a lady.
Yes.
I'm too small. I'm not strong enough. I don't gym. Being strong, being fit, make no mistake, it helps a hell of a lot. Because fighting another person off you, you need to have a tremendous fitness level. Look at Rickers this weekend. It's a trained fighter. That's what he does for a living. And they are huffing and puffing by the end of round 2. But they are phenomenal sports persons.
Yeah.
They can do it. 99% of ordinary citizens do not have the fitness level to run away for 50 meters. They cannot run 50 meters and then still climb over a wall, for that matter, just to get to safety. They cannot. So we are sitting with obese people, unfit people, thinking by having read a book, watched John Wick, one shot here, the guy's going to fall. Not so much. You need to understand, but it starts here. You need to have the will to survive. You need to be willing to fight for something. And you need to find something in here and in here to fight for.
Yeah.
We always tell the people, what will you do if there's a lady class in front of me? What will you do if your child are being taken out of your shopping trolley when you are doing shopping, what will you do to keep your child safe if somebody grabs it? What will you do? To what lengths will you go? Where is your line in the sand? Will you be able to rip somebody's throat out? To take his eye out of the eye socket? Are you willing to do it? Because if you are willing to do it, you are able to do it. Then training comes in. Then you need to move, and then you need to do it from a physical point of view. You can read this book 5 times. It's not going to allow you to see what is the integral parts of how things happens in real life when we make body contact. Then things changes. But I've trained a schoolgirl in the Cape last year in some basic self-defense techniques. And earlier this year, 1 year later, I asked her to come and assist me on another course there. And 1 year later, I held a punch bag, and when I held it up like that, she let rip, and she smacked that bag, and I was thought, well done, girl. Good for you.
You felt it.
And there's a technique where we show how to low kick, leg stomp a person's knee out of the game, and to disable the integrity of the knee joint by stepping on to the knee in a certain way, taking the ligaments out, and then that's another target area. Take him out. If he can't walk, he literally can't fight you. And she was like a lightning bolt. I did not. I was not at the kicking part, and I was talking to her, and she was like into the position to kick, and I thought, bloody well done to you. I was so pleasantly surprised and so happy that she could remember it 1 year later. And she did it once, a training course of 5 hours, and she could still do it remarkably well 1 year later. So training really goes a massively long way.
You also mentioned the capabilities of children. I feel like most of us just see them as little helpless people. How soon can parents start training their children and preparing them for safety out there?
From the moment they can understand you. My children, they grew up in a house where, I was in the police, so firearms was part of the furniture. And they grew up with it. So when friends came, the friends would ask, what is that? And my children, it's a firearm, blah, 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 blah. Knives, this, that. And they just grew up in a different environment, maybe. But I made a game out of it. Because when you are driving down the road, that's how hijackers catches you. They catches you unaware in your driveway. 70% of hijacking still happens in your driveway. Because of people are not aware that they are being followed. And so 2, 3, 4 kilometers prior to arriving at your destination, your house, everything needs to turn quiet in your car. And then I asked my children, they were small, what can you see? I see this, I see that. I see that, look at that car. I'm driving, that's my job. I need to keep the vehicle on the road. I've got 4 additional eyes. They see the smallest little details that I notice, but I still I'm distracted by the other road users and things like that. You need to get them involved. They need to understand that. Don't make them go paranoia. Tell them, we are doing this. We are doing it to keep ourselves safe. They need to know the drills. When you tell them, go to the room, there needs to be a safe room in your house. Prepared, where there's comms, medical equipment, etc., etc., etc. There's some details on how to prepare a room like this. They need to understand who to phone in a medical emergency. You can just bump your head or fall flat because something happens to you from a medical point of view.
Yeah.
They need to know who to phone. They need to know the numbers. We did a Stop the Bleed course Sunday that was past, and the children were like this, and we put them through the practical. But they need to be able to call. They need to know who to call. They need to know how to work a cell phone. Well, they know how to work it better than I do. But they need to know who to call. What is the first actions to do when there's lots of blood? There has been many cases where small children have saved their parents' life by just plugging a hole in the body. It's simple life skills. It's not specialized skills only for the selected few. These things needs to be in the minds of every single person. It's life skills. It's not there just for me or for security or for police. You, me, and everybody else needs to be able to do all of this.
Yeah, that is very true. So in your experience, what are like some common mistakes that people make when they're trying to protect themselves, and like how can they maybe avoid those mistakes?
Again, ignorance is a big thing. Ignorance, being in condition right. That again, I'm stuck sounds like a stuck record here, but not being aware what is happening around you allows the problem to come into your space. And you need to remember, distance is your friend. If you can spot the problem there and you can react quickly enough just to get a security gate or get something between you and the attacker, and buy yourself time to call the cavalry, to press a panic button, or get to a weapon, or whatever, that's your most thing. But ignorance is, it won't happen to me. No, it will only happen to the guy next door. If it only happens to him, I'm pretty okay.
Good.
Having the tools and the systems, having an alarm system, having a security gate, and not using it, not activating the alarm, not closing and locking the gates when you are at home, that's an invite. And the criminals gets the information mostly from domestic workers. If there's a house robbery or invasion of your house, domestic workers or inside information is 90%. That's where the information gets leaked. Not only from a household perspective, many crimes happens like that. Inside info. So again, in the police, we talked about OPSEC, operational security. You need to have an operational security sense. Who do I tell I bought myself this golden necklace or diamond laden necklace? I bought myself this car or this or this or this, and openly displaying large amounts of cash. It's an invite. So don't draw attention to yourself by being flashy. But in the sense, we should be able to do that because you've worked hard for what you own. You should be able to wear what you want to wear, drive what you want to drive without having the fear. But we need to be realistic. We live in South Africa where those things and those type of actions attracts attention big time.
That is true. Normally, like when you are training people, you would think like the things you are doing are mostly structured. Like it's not really how it's going to be when you come across a situation outside. What would you say are like some shocks that people find themselves in when they find themselves in a situation in the real world?
Yeah, look, we try to do our training as realistic as possible, without having to shoot at people. But we do what we call force-on-force training, and we use airsoft for that, or sometimes paintball, and we do shoot at each other, but with airsoft. And it really puts a different dynamic to training. You know, with normal firearms, you shoot at paper targets or some other type of targets. But if you want to keep it realistic, you need to play the scenario type of training. I think people that are limiting their training to just a piece of paper, they are going to have a massively surprise, because the paper doesn't move, the paper doesn't shoot back, the paper doesn't instill fear in you. If you know there's somebody around that corner, even with airsoft, and he's going to hurt you, you are going to be double more aware of how you're going to approach the corner, how you're going to use cover and concealment, etc., etc. So realistic training needs to be done. There's a lot of, almost said a very bad word on air. There's a lot of opportunistic, let's call them that, institutions out there that trains, and their training seems flashy and they seems very wow,
good,
and they get the YouTube clicks. But they are going to tell you to kick the male perpetrator in a rape case between the legs. And unfortunately, I've got bad news for ladies. That part of the male anatomy is not the best target when it comes to that crime. It's not going to win you the fight. Unfortunately not. There's a time and a place where we teach the girls to target on that part specifically. But in the normal hand-to-hand fight, unarmed combat situation, not your go-to. But don't buy everything you see on YouTube. There's a lot of people that has got the gift of the gab, and they will sell you a bag of sand in the desert, but the relevance of the training is not worth a single penny.
Talking about those things, what do you think about pepper sprays and car checkers?
Look, pepper sprays, there's a space for it. And if you've got nothing else to protect yourself, it's better than nothing. I'm particularly not a huge fan of it, because in many cases I've been in situations where tear gas, back in the day it was tear gas, but now it's pepper spray, has been used on a suspect or on a perpetrator. And when there's body contact, that pepper spray has got an equal effect on you as well. So you've got teary eyes and a snotty nose as the same as your suspect. So it's not something that is going to be a incapacitating effect on the perpetrator. It does have an effect, and we talk about you need to create a window of opportunity for yourself. And that window of opportunity is if you stick your finger in his eye, or hit him in the throat, or just knee his upper leg, and you give him a shock on the perpetrator might react in a certain way. If you spray him in the face with pepper spray, the minimum is going to close the eye and he's going to wipe the eye. That moment, that's the moment. That moment of opportunity is for you to leave the scene. Run, go, move. If you cannot run, if you are trapped, if you are in a small confined space, then you need to go for the jugular. Then you need to follow up, because eventually he's going to block the spray. You're going to spray it against the hands, and pepper spray on the feet has got no effect. It needs to be in the face. So he's going to come in close to you, he's going to grab you, and then you've got problems. But there's a time and a space for it. Car alarms is mandatory for insurance purposes. Your house alarm is mandatory for insurance purposes. Many armed response companies is mandatory. You've got armed response because the insurance demands
that.
So it doesn't
help you then.
create it doesn't mean the crime is not going to take place.
Yeah.
It makes a noise. People might look at it. Others don't even turn their heads.
Yeah.
So don't bank on an alarm system that is going to be the ultimate crime barrier for you. It might save you some time. It might be an early warning system for you, which is all good and fine. But don't bank on all kinds of electronic systems and any other weapon as a one and only solution. You need to have a plan B, C, D, E, and F.
Yeah, so I feel like what I'm getting now is that all this, they can be helpful, but they should not be your primary source of protection.
No.
They will just buy you a bit of time to get away.
If you've got time, you've got a chance.
Yeah.
And time equals distance, distance equals times. So you need to do whatever you have to do to keep the perpetrator at a distance and to try and observe him from a distance and try to read his intentions with time to spare.
Yeah.
Because time gives you options.
Yeah. What is something that you always carry with yourself to protect yourself?
Ooh. Lots of things.
Sneaky.
Everything I've got. Everything. Now, I'm a legal firearm owner.
Yeah.
I carry my firearm always with me. I carry a knife with me all the time. I've got an impact
Is
tool.
it like the Rambo knife?
Yeah. You know.
Big.
No. It doesn't need to be big.
Yeah.
You don't need to be an expert in knives to cause big damage with knives. We talk about it a lot. I've been to Mitchell's Plain about a month ago, and I went to speak to like a awareness. I mean, those people are under siege like everywhere else. But in Mitchell's Plain specifically, there's a huge drug problem. You know, gang violence there is rife. Elsewhere as well, but in the Cape Town area
It's a bit
particularly.
more. Yeah.
So they've got their own unique problems. But knives is in the order of the day. Those people knows how to throw a blade really significantly fast. And they know exactly where to put it into your body. And there's certain places on the body where a knife, we call it an edged weapon, is more beneficial than other places.
Oh, yeah.
If you've got an impact weapon, something to hit somebody with, like a baton, a broomstick, a frying pan, you need to know which target areas, because it's there's more value hitting a guy against the head with a frying pan than against the arm, for example. There's more damage being done. So you need to know where the damage are going to be created.
Yeah.
And that is just, you need to be informed. You need to go to training sessions, 1 or 2, where people use frying pans and coffee mugs, and anything that is literally around you is a weapon. You can use the cover of this book. You hit a guy on the bridge of the nose, you start creating a visual impedance. There's a little bit of a blurry vision. That's your window of opportunity. Go. So small things can be big things at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But I can give you an F-16 fighter jet.
Yeah.
If you do not have the intestinal fortitude and the attitude and the training to use that tool, whatever it is, to your advantage, under pressure, under stress and duress, it's an oversized paperweight.
Yeah.
And people think they go through the firearm competency process that we do. They write the test, they go for the training, the practical training, and they go for the police or to the police, and the police issues them with a competency. They think they are competent. That is so far from reality and truth. You are only competent if you can handle and execute your training on whatever system you are using under stress. And the competency process, for one, is not teaching you how to use that weapon under stress. It puts you legally into the system. You are compliant with the law, but you are far from competent. And that goes the same with unarmed combat medical training. We do medical training, we do driver training, we do self-defense training. People can drive. Any person can shoot a firearm. It's no skill to shoot a gun. Any people can stab with a knife.
Yeah.
Anybody can do that. But to be really effective in the self-defense arena,
Yeah.
you need to be skilled. You need to be trained. You need to have a mindset, a willingness to cause harm onto your perpetrator.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Going back to the video of the heist, there's like a dash cam that shows how close the heist came to be. So like when you look back at that video, is there like something that stands out that you feel like you could have done differently? Like something that just pops out?
So many. Yeah. Now look, hindsight is a wonderful thing.
Yes.
And you know, we call them the keyboard warriors or the YouTube warriors. Afterwards, there was thousands of comments. Yeah, he did this, he should have done that. And, you know, and you can look at all the YouTube videos on, I mean, mine was just one, there's thousands more.
Yeah.
And people always have a clever comment. Some good, some bad, some just plain like stupid and idiotic. But again, you know, I don't mind them. I read them. There was a couple of good giggles out of them.
Yeah.
But in hindsight, you know, I tried my level best because we knew the modus operandi the criminals used for that gang that targeted the cell phones. We knew the modus operandi that they used. And I knew they were going to come from that particular site, the 4-5 o'clock area. We knew that. And that was my what if game. I told Lloyd and I told the other guys, if they're going to shoot at me, I'm going to do the X, Y, and Z. And I was hoping to see them before they got and started shooting at me.
Yes.
Because they need to come into you, they need to lower the left side passenger windows.
Yes,
to stick their guns out to shoot.
Yeah.
And I was hoping to see windows
the window
down.
going down, yes.
Because a window that is down on an Audi A5 is uncommon because everybody's driving around with air cons. And it was almost the end of April, so it was not a cold day, but air cons is in the order of the day. And I didn't see them. The first time I realized it's game on is when the first bullet struck the car.
Yeah.
I distinctly remember that sound because we are familiar with the sounds of firearms. That's my job.
Yeah.
I knew it was not a tire bursting or a car backfiring. I knew it was a gun. I just didn't know exactly where. And then I started looking around. You know, even though I used my mirrors effectively, those people are not a bunch of Malala pipes. They come, they are trained, they've done it before.
Exactly.
They come in quick and they just randomly shoot. But my execution of my actions was done exactly as I pre-visualized it.
Yes.
That I wouldn't have changed. I would have tried to make contact with the other vehicles in a better position so that I could have caused them to swing around and to topple them over. Called it the pit maneuver. I would have loved to get my timing on better.
Yeah.
But again, you know, in the rapidness of how things happen, there's a lot of things and decisions that needs to be taken in a very short period of time.
Yeah.
And you know, you do what you do, and every meter your car travels, you go through a full OODA loop. And you need to go, must I change lanes? Must I brake? Must I accelerate? Must I do this? Must I do that? Must I get out of the car? Must I shoot at them? All those decisions. And in hindsight, I would have done a lot of things different.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, hindsight is a wonderful thing. We need to learn from it. You know, it's good to look critically at situations like that because it's so readily available to us.
Yeah.
It's good to look at it critically, but from a learning point of view. We need to learn from it, not to think we are smarter than the guy in the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, Ilya, you mentioned that since you left the police department more than 21 years ago, the incident was the first time that you were shot at. Otherwise, have you ever been in other maybe dangerous situations that changed the way you think about personal safety maybe?
I think, because we teach it, I think it's easier for us to avoid it as well. I think that I might have been close to certain
Situations,
incidents, but because we try our level best to practice what we preach, I think I might have been targeted unknowingly, but it never happened. But, one comes close to things and you thought, bloody hell, that was close. And everybody gets, we are all human. You get to a point where you are in traffic and your mind is just side wandering for a brief second. And there's guys that's at the traffic lights sending the cell phone charges and all this rubbish. He gets to your car and he's there and you think, I didn't see him. I didn't see him coming. And you think, bloody hell, I should have not let that happen.
Yeah.
So luckily nothing serious has happened.
Yeah.
There's been a good number of times where, cars and, because the adrenaline and things like doesn't only happens when there's shots fired. When you are in a bad, tight situation with vehicles, people driving like idiots, and you need to make, definite, drastic steps with your vehicle. That happens almost daily. You need to drive like an idiot to avoid accidents because other people drive like idiots. So it's a daily thing. I think we are in a fortunate position because we teach it. We are aware of the fact that it can happen anytime, any day with any person. You might not be the target, but you are just at the wrong time in the wrong place. Cash in transit on the N1 highway. You are just there. And now the bomb blasts the truck and shots are being fired. They shoot indiscriminately. I mean, they don't care where the bullet goes.
I actually grew up, my mom would tell me not to get close to that car. I see it, I have to go the other way around. Because
when you see
never
that
know.
one couch,
yes,
because
you never know what's going to happen. Okay. So let's say I'm in a car and realize that I'm about to be hijacked. What do you think someone can do in that first 5 seconds of realizing that it's about to happen that could change the whole area?
Okay, well, so first of all, you've missed the obvious signs. You've been in Code White probably, so you've missed all of that.
Now it's about to happen.
Yes. So avoidance is the hen that lays the golden egg. But again, it happens. And sometimes these guys are so bloody skilled when it comes to, their job. If you see, it's unavoidable. I can't escape. I can't drive around. It's going to happen. You need to submit your vehicle. You need to raise your hands, get your shoulders up so that your shoulders protect your neck. But show your hands, open hands. And, there's some people that wrote lots of articles in Hijacking, you and Bona and the report and all this. And they went and they interviewed hijackers in the prison. The unfortunate ones that got caught because, just sad statistics is, on average, only 13% of violent crimes are being prosecuted. And
that's very little.
And the perpetrator are being sentenced. 13% on average. Bad statistics.
Very bad.
So there's no threat from the criminal justice system for the perpetrator to stop. So it's not going to stop. Crime is not going to stop. Not good news for us, but if that's not a motivation for you to get your act together, what will be? If you're going to, the guy went and interviewed them and the criminals told him, don't scream, don't make a big fuss, don't draw attention, don't look me in the eye, don't make sudden moves. So the criminal will tell you, get out, go out, open the door, open the door. If you're going to submit, you need to tell him, you need to first take one giant breath, because you are huffing and puffing and the adrenaline is pumping through your veins and your heart rate is through the roof. And some people get such a fright that they cannot even talk straight. So you need to go, okay, I'm opening the door. I'm unbuckling my seatbelt, and you need to do slow movements. I'm pulling up the handbrake. I'm taking the vehicle out of gear. All of those things. And you need to read slowly. Don't go and make sudden moves, because they might see it as you're going for a weapon. And they are also on knife's edge. Remember, they are also in this body alarm reaction. It's a human thing. You are the target, they are the attacker, but both are human, and they are on the same edge as you are. When it comes to hijackings, it's not a guarantee, and I can't be quoted that it's not going to happen. When your car are being hijacked, you are not the target. Your car is the target. They don't want you. They've got no need for you or value. You are of no value to them. They don't want to shoot the car, break the glass, have blood in the car. They don't want that, because the car is on order for a specific reason. Either they ship it out across the border, they use it in other crimes, or they use it for the second-hand motor spare parts industry, the chop shops. So they don't want a damaged car. So I won't say they won't shoot, but if you are going to resist violently, they will shoot. They are armed. Trust me, they are armed. So you need to surrender your vehicle by showing their hands, doing slow movements. Talk to them, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Let them open the door and then move away from the vehicle. Don't try and fight them, don't swear at them. Inside you, yes, you want to swear him and his mother and everybody in his street, but now's not a good time to do that. Just move along. Chances that they will, because of the keyless cars these days, that they will push you into the car, into the back seat or into the passenger seat, it's not unheard of. Then it's not a hijacking, then it's start getting like a kidnapping for ransom or an abduction. These crimes are so closely linked to one another. The one can follow up onto one another. But if they just want your car, they want you to leave your car, they will drive maybe a distance with you, get the key and get the security and the the immobilizing details from you. And then they will drop you off. If that happens like that and you're alive, praise the Lord, hallelujah. But don't, if you are not in the position to take the guy out, just surrender your car. Hopefully you've got insurance
some
and
chances to leave.
They will pay out.
Also, I think we've mentioned quite a bit how it's like criminals are getting away with crime when they do it. How would you say it's different for someone like you? You were once part of the police force and now looking from the outside in. How would you say it's different?
It's difficult for me to see what happens to the police force. I mean, it's not just the police force. Unfortunately, we've got like I said earlier, we've got a governance problem. There's not any institution in this country that is functional. And there's the old Chinese proverb that say, the fish rots from the head down to the tail. Unfortunately, I don't know everybody in government, but there's hardly anybody that's not implicated in some sort of wrongdoing.
Yeah.
It just seems like our government is constantly in court trying to stay out of jail. There's so many fingers pointing at so many high-ranking officials in government, high-ranking officials. We've got the scandals 2-3 weeks ago that's in the police.
Yeah.
Senior generals have been arrested, etc., etc. And now there's the latest one where General Nkonazi exposed some corruption. And again, nobody knows who's right and wrong.
Yeah.
Everybody has lost their faith in the police. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
That's why private security companies gets caught when your car being stolen, when there's a house breaking, when there's a rape, when there's a business robbery. Private security are being called.
Yeah.
Sometimes the police comes to a crime scene just to take a statement.
Yeah.
And it might seem like I'm combing the entire police under the same. There's good policemen. I still know a lot of good policemen. That is in their heart is good policemen. But it just feels for us they are so outnumbered. And it's a fact. I know about many policemen that has done a good job. Colonel Kinnear in the Cape was killed because he was investigating high-ranking, high-profile cases and was killed in front of his house. Last year, a colonel from the Hawks was gunned down on the Walmansdal off-ramp, Walmansdal or Hammanskraal off-ramp, because he was investigating high-ranking officials, and he was executed. So the trust of the public in the police is at remarkable low levels. It's sad. I was a policeman at heart, and I still want to be in my mind. I'm still a policeman.
Yeah.
But these days, the good policemen are being held hostage by the system. They are not allowed to do their job, and they sort of are just waiting for payday and pension day. They're just waiting. Some of them is just waiting out the time. The ones that does a good job, they stand the chance to be targeted by the criminals on order from the top. We can think a lot. We can't always say a lot, but where there's smoke, there's fire.
So now to wrap up, the question is, if you could give one safety rule to any South African, what would it be?
I think we can elaborate a lot on that thing. The short, easy answer on that is take responsibility for your own safety.
Yes.
The how, we can elaborate a lot, but you need to get to the realization it's you and you alone that's responsible for your own safety.
Yeah.
Don't bank on the others. Take responsibility for yourself. Get the training. There's reputable companies out there. You can contact us, buy the book, read the book, get in contact with us. Equip yourself with knowledge. Knowledge gives you power. People feel powerless and they feel hopeless and helpless because there's a lack of knowledge. And once you can read, it activates the mind. It forces you to start playing the what if game.
Yeah.
Get physical, get out, get fit. I'm a big fan of being fit.
Yeah.
I try to be as fit as I possibly humanly can. But there's no place in my life where I will ever be as fit as I want to be.
That's true.
And shoot as well as I want to or can shoot. There's no ceiling. But take responsibility and get things done. Don't point fingers and play that blame game and try to be the victim, because a victim is useless. If you are not capable of looking after yourself, you are useless.
That's true.
And then you rely on other people to look after you.
Yeah.
They've got their own problems. They need to look after themselves. So, responsibility.
Thank you. If there's one thing I took out from this interview is that you always have to be aware of your surroundings.
Oh, yeah. Ever. Always.
Can you also tell us about the book and how the viewers can get the book if they want to?
Look, after the incident, the lady called me, Tracy McDonald, and she said to me she thinks this book will be a good sell.
Yeah.
I'm not somebody that writes books. That's not particularly me.
Yeah.
But she gave me a person that wrote the book. I gave the information and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And the book was published. So if people are interested in getting the book, they can contact me. I'm sure you will have my details on the bottom of the screen somewhere here.
Yes.
And they can email me, and we can post the book, or they can make plans getting the book at them. Yeah.
Right. Awesome. I think that is all from us at the Riff with Leo. If you want more information on Leo Prinsloo or his book, everything will be in the description box below. Thank you so much. Till next time. Bye.